Alright, welcome back. This is Andrew, aka Quick Brown Fox 42, and we're back with Ogre Battle. And if you didn't catch my last video, we just completed the first map. We defeated Warren, the wizard, and recruited Lons. And now I will look at units. In my edit unit screen, we have view status, add, remove, formation, erase character, change class, change leader, and items. So we're going to just view a few of these. Now this is my Lord, who is my main character, who is sort of representing me. Now let's see here. Going down the list, we have the level, the hit points, and then we have these 6 statistics that every character also has. The strength is how well he physically attacks or defends from physical attack. Intellect, which is on the bottom of the first column, is how well he can use magic attacks or defend against magic attacks. Agility, which is in the middle of the first column, is how quickly he will use an ability, which every character takes turns in rounds, but it's where in each round he'll be able to attack. Charisma and alignment I'll go into in just a second. Luck, I'm not 100% sure about, honestly. It doesn't have a lot of effect. I think it has to do with finding items and landing hits mostly. Now, charisma is a statistic that will increase if you kill a higher level character. It'll increase a little bit if you kill a character at the same level, but usually higher. And killing means you actually deliver the killing blow to eliminate it. Except with tarot cards, if a tarot card kills an enemy, an attack with a tarot card, then it will count as my Lord killing it, no matter what. No matter if my Lord is anywhere else on the map or in the unit or elsewhere. So I have to watch what I do with tarot cards a lot. It's better to use tarot cards that will help the people that are actually fighting to kill enemies. So hopefully charisma, you want all of your characters' charisma to be high, because it helps them get promotions to change class, which I'll go into in a minute. Alignment is right below that. Now alignment is the real headache of statistics in this game. There's really no other way to put it. It's really finicky, and it determines what kind of class you can promote to, which I will get into in a second. Basically, alignment is sort of like good versus evil. High alignment is good and low alignment is evil. Although even if you want to be good and play as a good character, it's still necessary to have units that are low alignment. And I'll show you a few of those. Alignment depends on a lot of things. Alignment will go up if you are a lower level killing a higher level, like charisma will. It'll go up if you're a if you have a high alignment and you kill a character that's low alignment, and it will go up if you're a certain class of character killing another certain class, like a high alignment unit like a knight killing a low alignment unit like a wizard. You'll get another bonus for that. And all the opposite of those things is true. A low alignment killing a higher alignment will lower, a lower alignment class killing a higher alignment class will lower, and a lower level unit killing a higher level unit will also lower. And then, as if that wasn't enough, it can also get affected by tarot cards that you draw as well, I don't think I got alignment ones that time, but what's the one that affects alignment? Tower will bring it down, or I think Judgment brings it up. No, that might be HP. Well, anyway, so it's a complicated statistic, and you can really mess things up in the long run by getting your alignment out of whack. So you'll hear me refer to alignment quite a bit. Oh, I just remembered, charisma can also be lowered by fleeing in battle, which you don't want to do. So anyway, cost, we have no cost. You can see the 0 I guess goth is the unit of currency. I usually just say gold or money instead of goth. Next level in 65 experience. I get experience just for fighting and also for my unit killing enemies. Now we see the F and the B. Those are the attacks that I have in the front row, which for my units is the row on the left, or the column on the left I should say. I get 2 banish attacks, and on the column on the right I get an Ice Cloud, which you saw me use in battle against Warren. Ice Cloud is a really good one because it is a group attack, and those attacks can change depending on the questions you answer at the very beginning. Move is planes, which is the terrain I move best on, and then I have no item equipped. When you have an item equipped, something will show up next to item. And leader OK means my character can be a leader, which means basically every unit in the game has to have a character as a leader in order for it to function, or else you just apparently the fighters in the unit would just go out of control or something like that. So they need somebody to sort of govern them. And basically any promoted character can be a leader, more or less. Any promoted humanoid character, I should say. And I will mention what I mean by humanoid in a minute. Well, we can go into a few of these other characters. These 3 in the front are fighters. You can see they get they cost 120 each. That has to do with class and level. There's a formula to determine cost. In the front row they get 2 slices, in the back they get 1 slice. So obviously they are better placed in the front row. They are the basic male human unit. I think every branch or whatever kind of starts out as fighters, and depending on charisma and alignment and level, you can promote into different things. A high level will promote into a knight or a samurai, as we will see later, which are both good fighters. A mid-range can promote into a beastman, which is a good fighter, or a doll mage, which is a good magic user, and a low level can promote into a wild man or a ninja. A wild man's a good fighter. A ninja actually has a pretty decent balance of fighting and magic, depending on where they are. And a wizard, which is your best magic user, which is probably the best damaging unit in the game. That branch anyway, not wizards themselves, although they're very good for single targets and they're very powerful at the beginning. Now the other character I have over here is a cleric, and clerics are human females. They're probably the most common human female unit, although right now I don't have many. I have a lot of Amazons, which are the basic female unit. Well, I'll get into those later. You can see that in the front row I have an Ankh, which is a weak physical attack, which you might see if you do later. And in the back row I have 2 healing, which are excellent. Healing is a very valuable asset to have because it gives your unit sort of longevity, I guess. They can endure a lot of battles in a row. So I love to have one with my Lord because, like I said, if the Lord dies, then it's an automatic game over. So you don't want that to happen. I'll look over here. You can see this is a unit consisting of a cleric and 2 fighters in the front, and these are 2 Amazons in the back. And like I said earlier, the Amazon is the basic female unit. All females will start out as Amazons, and then they usually get promoted to cleric because clerics are one of 2 classes in the whole game that heals other units. And other options are witch, which can stun, and a Valkyrie, which I'll show you one later. They're high alignment magic users. They're probably one of the best high alignment magic users in the game. And the Princess, which is a very late game unit, which is insanely powerful. But those are very rare, and you're lucky to get 2 in a playthrough. So here we have Lanz's unit. You remember Lanz? He helped me. He said he would come join me. He was in the second city I liberated, or the first city I liberated. No, it's the second one, the hidden one. And this is his unit that he comes with. He's got 2 wizards and 2 fighters as well. You can see in the front he has moves kind of similar to a fighter. He's a lot more expensive, 870 as opposed to 160 because he's a knight instead of a fighter. And just all around better strength, more hit points, much better unit. And one of the better fighters later in the game, knights are. Here we have 2 wizards. You can see in the front row they use 2 hits, which are very weak, and 2 magics, which are very good. They'll gain a lot of intellect, and the magics are excellent because wizards have the ability to use any type of magic except white. That is to say, they can use black magic, physical, and then fire, ice, and lightning or electrical or whatever. So they will actually automatically pick the best magic to use against an enemy depending on their weakness, which is just a fantastic ability. Here we see Warren. He was the guy that I defeated at the end of the level, and he has a lot higher intellect than the other wizards. You can see these wizards are level 4 and they each have 58 intellect. Warren is level 4. He has 75, which is a huge advantage. So he's going to do a lot of damage for me in the game. He has 2 hellhounds, which are sort of kind of like beasts. They're not really humans or humanoids. They're just sort of my name for them. As beasts, they're large characters, which means they take up the space of 2 small characters. So basically, you have to have some combination of either 5 small up to 5 small characters, or up to 1 large character and 3 small, or up to 2 large and 1 small, which is the the format of this unit. And I have 2 hellhounds. You can see the hellhounds in the front row. They have good strength, and they have 3 smashes in the front row, which are very powerful. And I will actually keep a unit of 2 hellhounds, or their later promoted version, the Cerberus. I will keep a unit of 2 of those with 1 healer for basically the whole game. We have a few others here. You can see these are Beastmen, which are sort of a mid-alignment promotion from warriors. They get 2 whips in the back row, as opposed to a fighter who would get 1 slice. They're a promotion of fighters, I mean. So they have that extra attack, so they're a little better in the back row than most units. We have a samurai who is a good high alignment character. He gets a slash in the front row. In the back row, he gets an ability called an Ianuki, which is a physical attack against 1 enemy, but he can pick any enemy. It doesn't have to be in the front row, it can be in the back as well. Which is another reason magic is nice, because you can target any character as opposed to a physical attack, like where you run up and hit a guy, because you have to target somebody in the front row first. But that Ianuki can target anyone. It's good for taking out wizards. The only drawback is it does a little bit of damage back to the samurai. Again, I guess it's some sort of righteous self-sacrifice type of idea. But great physical ability. The only drawback is samurais and their promoted version, the Samurai Master, will only get a maximum of 1 Ianuki in the back row. Kind of unfortunate, as it's a very good attack. The Lord, if the Lord is very high alignment, he will also get an Ianuki rather than the Ice Cloud or another ability. So this is a unit of, we have a cleric here and a hellhound and 2 fighters, and we have another one. It's a knight, 2 fighters and 2 amazons, and a wizard, 2 fighters and 2 amazons. All very standard vanilla. Here we have a unit that has a cleric and 2 fighters, as well as a Valkyrie. And Valkyries, like I said, are a great offensive upgrade for Amazons. They're high alignment. They get 2 bolts, which are a lightning magic attack. So they do kind of get magic attacks like the wizards. Only it has to be a bolt. They can't choose their magic, which is a little bit of a drawback. But they're very powerful magic users, and they're very high alignment, which is a pretty rare combination. It's hard to get. It's pretty hard to get that. So very useful unit here. In my haste, I almost forgot there's also a pool over here of the extra characters that you have that can be put into units, but they can't make their own because there's no eligible leaders. It's you can see 3 fighters at the top, 3 Amazons just below them, and then we have some beasts here. There's 2 octopuses, which have, as you can see in the attack list, 4 tentacles in the front row and 2 in the back. 4 attacks is fantastic, and it's as high as any character gets. Although being octopuses, obviously they move very, very, very slowly on land and well in water, but there's only a couple of stages that they're really useful. I do like to keep them around, but like I said, not very useful. And then there are 2 griffins, and griffins are pretty amazing because you can see, of course, you can see here their move is water. The griffin's move is high sky, which refers to not just a flying unit, but one that can fly like sort of how a bird would fly, just very quickly and freely, and they're just amazing. They're larger units, so they sort of take up 2 spaces, but they're so mobile that they're extremely, extremely, extremely useful. They're sort of mid-alignment, and I think they have sort of an alignment cap to be promoted later. They get promoted into a cockatrice. But I think they're the better alignment unit to have flying in high sky. So I like having them as liberators, really. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back and we are going to edit these units, and we're going to mix them around. So what I'm going to do, just to do it quickly, is hit remove character, and I'm going to remove basically all of these. When I remove the leaders, the whole unit, oops, I don't want to do it with that one though. The whole unit sort of evaporates, and all the characters get put into the pool on the right. So this will be pretty quick. Let's see here. Got a Valkyrie. And you can see my units are going down, but that pool I have of spare characters is going up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these 2 fighters from my Lord's unit, although I don't want my Lord to do too much fighting, and I'll mention more of this when I'm forming my units. I do want some powerful units because I like to have my Lord be extremely well protected. Plus, you don't have to pay for your Lord to be deployed, so well, you don't have to pay any extra. So it's helpful to have more expensive characters in there. So now we're going to put some units together. I'm going to keep Warren's unit as it is for now, although Warren will be eventually replaced. Am I going to do that? No, I won't actually. I lied. I'm going to remove Warren, and he will be in a different group. So I'm going to just adjust this a little so that my cleric in the back, who is going to be the leader, is a little better protected. That means that he's sort of overlapped by these fighters in the front. So if a fighter in the front dies and the Amazon on that side also dies, he won't be receiving the brunt of attacks. He'll have to. Both fighters will have to be killed, and even then, only a unit in the very center can attack him. So now I have to form these units. Now, what am I looking for in a unit? Well, there's several kinds of units. I have that reputation meter that you saw in the first video, that for the ending I'm going for, I want it to be very high. And it also helps me get money. You can get money, there's other ways to get money: low reputation, you get special items to sell to get money, but I want to have high alignment. So in order to get high alignment, or I'm sorry, not alignment, reputation. In order to get high reputation, I have to have my high alignment units liberate cities. So I want units specifically put together that are high alignment. It's really more important that they have high alignment even than they are powerful. So my Lord, for instance, will be used to liberate cities, because I want him to be high alignment, and I want his unit to be high alignment. He's probably actually got the highest alignment unit right now that I can possibly build. Well, close to it, but I don't need him to be powerful, because I don't want him to be taking the brunt of fighting. Why is that? Well, because, in fact, I'm going to change this formation. Oops. Because if he does a lot of the fighting, his levels will go up, and if his levels go up, he is more likely to be higher level compared to the enemies he's fighting. If he's higher level compared to the enemies he's fighting and kills enemies, his alignment will go down, as well as charisma. So I do want a few units that are low alignment for that reason. I want them to take the brunt of face the brunt of fights, most of the fights, and I'm going to make a new unit here. I do want them to have the majority of fights, and I want them to be powerful and higher level, even to the point where their alignment will go down farther, which sounds kind of odd, but you actually have to manipulate alignment to go down as well as up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some wizards, which are extremely powerful units that I have available to me right now, in a unit with a cleric. And I like a cleric because they can do a lot of healing and add, like I said, a lot of longevity. So this is going to be an extremely powerful unit, and I am actually going to make another. Am I going to do that? Yeah, I'm going to make another unit identical to that. In fact, almost throughout the whole game, my sort of plow units, which is to say powerful units that I want to get through enemies very quickly, will be sort of pretty similar to that. Let's see, I want 2 fighters as well. Now, I have this unit up here to liberate. I'm just going to view that status really quickly. It's almost the same, except instead of wizards, I have Amazons, which I hope to get high alignment. Let's see now. I'm going to see if I can put some more together. Okay, so I am also going to have okay, well, I can make a pretty high alignment unit this way. It's nothing very special, but my Valkyrie is high alignment. So I'm going to put her in the back row where she can do some bolts. And I'm also going to pick my Samurai out of here, who is also high alignment. And I'm going to use a Griffin, because they can travel extremely well. And I need one more. I'll just throw in an Amazon. So that's just sort of a scrappy one, but it should help out. And then I am also going to make a couple more, which aren't very special, down to Beastmen that can be leaders. They're the last characters left I have that can lead. I'm going to put a Beastman with the 2 Hellhounds that Warren had. It'd be nice having a Beastman in the back row, because they're as equally effective in the back row as they are in the front. And then I am also going to have one more. Got 1 Beastman left. And I am going to actually pair him with the Octopi, because I think this is one of the few times where that's actually a pretty useful unit. So, what I have left is these 7 units that are some of the more powerful ones that, that I can use, as well as this giant pool that are almost all Amazons and fighters. Sadly, most of those units on the right are not going to see action. I'm not going to use them at all, and I'm going to wind up deleting probably about 90% of them, which is kind of unfortunate, but it just means I'm upgrading. What I need really is the best units I can get, and this I think is what we have. So soon I will make a video that I think will more accurately reflect the course of the game, which is having multiple units up against multiple enemy units and all these characters together that are fighting, which I think is the real hallmark of this game. So hopefully when we come back we will play the second map. I still have to get some buried treasure on the first map, and it will give you all a much better view of the game. So until then, I hope you enjoyed the video. This has been Andrew, aka Quick Brown Fox 42, and I will see you with the next installment.